Hey, what's up everybody? It's your girl, Miss Angel 904, your host of The Town is Talking, and I'd like to welcome you to a special artist series edition of The Town is Talking. On today's show, we have two of Duval's heavy hitters. We have the man behind hip-hop, Mal Jones.
We made Florida history, y'all.
And Ask Me If I Care.
This is Raw, frontman.
Jay Lee, the drummer for Ask Me If I Care.
Kyle is the bass player from Ask Me If I Care. You're watching The Town is Talking.
Yo, here I just go with another flow, molecule slow, rapping, but I just speed it up fast. While I'm about to come through with another glass of water that's half full, and then I just smash, just coming through, just getting off my ass. Yeah, I didn't even say it with the SS, but I know that I'm just that quite fresh. Yes, y'all, I'm your host, Mal Jones. We made Florida history, y'all. You know what I'm saying, with this hip hop right here.
So I'm standing here with the man behind hip-hop, legendary Mal Jones. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So what got you into hip-hop?
Like being like early involved in the jazz. Like my father was a jazz musician, and I used to grow up watching him jam out with other musicians, and just the camaraderie between artists, and he had me like doing poetry and reciting poetry in jazz clubs that he performed in when I was like 5 years old. I used to recite Shakespeare and stuff for his friends and inside the local jazz clubs in the city.
That's awesome. And
then my brother, like as hip hop, like it started its early genesis, my brother was involved in like directly involved with Kool Herc, also at the park jams that were outside, like the hip hop jams outside of New York. Like that's where people will tell you like hip hop started, like in the parks outside.
Exactly.
And that's why I do what I do. It's like I have an early like
traditional hip hop.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's what also made me like a folk musician, because I have family like roots in you know, the cultures.
Right. And we got a lot more in common than I thought. I mean, Shakespeare and poetry. Look at this guy. Amazing, isn't he?
Not a poet.
Now on the first Wednesday of every month, you have this show called The Lyricist Live Show. Yep. Tell us about that.
Well, Lyricist Live is like a live outside hip hop cipher that I put on every month as the Jacksonville Art Ball. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's like a it's a visual audio representation of hip hop in the golden era, like on display. Like I started it as being like hip hop as a work of art that you can see as a display piece, just like you would see a painting or anything like that. And that's what I wanted to bring to the art walk, because it didn't have that type of culture. Like you know, it was really watered down, and it really didn't have any ethnic culture to it. So I wanted to just bring that to the Jacksonville Art Walk. So I do these live hip hop shows every month, and every one of them is themed specifically for that month. That way I can involve like a variety of artists that are relevant to whatever theme that I'm doing. Exactly. So it gives everybody their shine at their own certain time throughout the entire year. That's and it's awesome. Almost like an album that just keeps rotating with 12 tracks. Like it's just me and the artists in the city featuring on this 12-track album that goes on, you know, for 5 years now. So we in rotation. We going on the 5th rotation. Wow, that's crazy. Of this live hip hop show downtown.
So what makes you think, or what would you say has kept this show going as long as it has been for 5 years? Like that's crazy. Normally
sacrifice. Sacrifice and hard work, and being able to, you know, just have creative control over it. You know, I do everything that is involved with creating the cipher and keeping it going every month. So it's just like I'm the one that's, you know, making sure that it travels on and keeps going on every month. It's just, it's so much hard work, you know, just to keep it going, but the people of Jacksonville want it every month. This
exactly.
Is what they actually
something they crave almost.
Yeah, so they want it and they're expecting it. So it's just happening, you know. And now 5 years down the line, it's almost like it's running itself.
Exactly.
You know, at first it was a lot of hard work and sacrifice, but now it's just like, okay, we're getting the city's you know, sponsorship. We're getting the city behind what we're doing, so you know it's working out really good. I mean, the city's keeping it going now.
Well, congratulations on that accomplishment, seriously.
Thank you.
And you're right, you know, hard work and sacrifice definitely does pay off. So I know you have a son. Is he following in his daddy's footsteps of hip hop, or that's not his cup of tea?
I think it's just natural to him. Like, that's just another thing, like, about his young life. You know? It's really not forced on him. And you know, he just sees it as a way that people express themselves. It's an outlet for him that he owns, that he's a part of. So he can hop in and out of it as he wants to, because he grew up in it. That's the part
what
of
he knows.
That's a part of him. So you know, he loves doing it. You know, he also loves other things that have nothing to do with it. You know, he would rather be playing a video game than being at the cypher some days. And then some days he would rather be out there, you know, doing the cypher. You know, he's just a kid, but you know, hip hop is like that. It's like kids can relate to it so much that they feel like that's they have a connection with it. You know?
That's awesome.
That's why it's so successful, like, what I'm doing downtown. Yep.
Well, I want to also add that, I mean, when I was on your page one day, I saw this powerful social media photo of you and your son, and I think it was protesting the Eric Garner case. Wow, I mean, do you two normally attend protests like that, or what made you want to get involved with that movement?
Another thing that just roots back to my family. Like, my father and his brothers, they were all like heavy into the civil rights movement. My father actually witnessed Malcolm X's assassination. He was right there in the Autobahn and seen it. I used to always hear the story. My mother used to always tell me about how my father came home like crying and about the day he was actually there. But just growing up around that type of environment, my family environment, just leads me to, like, you know that I have a duty to, like, kind of represent my people, you know, and speak on behalf of my people, you know, even when they can't speak for them, you know. And that's what I teach my son. And he, you know, that's another thing that's natural to him. He just comes and sees it. It's not. These are things that we have to expose our kids to early, because this is what's gonna, you know, save them, you know, save their lives, possibly, you know. So I try to, you know, give that to all the kids, a little bit of activism and, you know, focusing on issues that are important to them, that's going to be important to them.
Exactly. Would you consider yourself a new activist for civil rights, or it's just something that's just a part of you that you just enjoy doing?
I wouldn't say I'm an activist for civil rights. I'm an activist for human rights and just how humans should be treated. Like, you know, it's just natural. Like, you know, things that you see that you know are wrong, you stand up. You stand up and you speak out against them, you know. I mean, that's everybody's obligation. Everybody that wants to live in a free world where they can do shows like this and, you know, do what I'm doing downtown, you got to be able, because there's people that don't want you to do it.
That's true.
So if you don't speak up and show people that you should speak up, then there could be people that could take it away from you, and you have no power then once it's gone, you know.
That's true. So you were the first hip hop artist to be archived by the Florida Folklife Foundation. Tell us about that.
In 2013, Blade Wayne, who's a state folklorist for the Florida Folklife Foundation, the Florida Folklife Foundation has been documenting folk art like jazz and country folk, and been documenting this art form in Florida for the past 36 years.
Oh, wow.
And it's state funded, and they've never documented a hip hop artist as a folk artist.
Right.
But because of what I do, because I'm outside in the street with the people, and I actually have family roots in music culture,
right?
That's what made me a folk artist. So he saw what I did and he researched it and he said, hey, what you're doing, you're making up the music as you go along and you're interacting with the people. He's like, that's a folk art. So for the first time in history, a hip hop artist got archived by the Florida Folklife Foundation.
Wow, congratulations.
And, yeah, and so that was a historic event. And the second time I made history was performing at their festival, the Florida Folklife Foundation Folk Festival that goes on down in Swanee like every year. And that festival has been running for 61 years before the foundation started. And I got to perform at their festival. First hip hop artist, first rapper they ever had there.
How did that make you feel?
It was cool, man. It was cool. You know, the people down there were cool. You can tell they weren't used to that, but you know, they loved it still. You know, just the exposure, they loved it. So it was great.
So you put together educational programs at the library, and then you also speak at universities. Tell us what made you start getting into that.
Well, just from what I did with the Cultural Council and just meeting the people that I've met, a lot of them were, you know, asking me what it was that I wanted to do with what I was doing, because there was a lot of things I could do in the educational field, you know, and I had already, with the Lyricist Live, had developed a relationship with Dr. Melissa Hargrove, professor of ethnographical studies at UNF, and she was interacting with my cipher and kind of teaching her class by showing them how the culture through a cipher is run. So she kind of had it like infused it with her curriculum, and then had me do like a couple speaking engagements with the class. And I came in and spoke at a couple of her and lectured at a couple of her classes. And then from that, I started trying to work with younger kids, you know, like being that my son is 11 years old, I wanted to work with kids in his age range so he can kind of work with me. Like, you know, I started doing that in early 2013, and after I did the Boys and Girls Club in Fernandina Beach, it just started, you know, things just started happening, and people started contacting me about other programs, and it just gave me the ideas. Like, I might not have had a program before, but just for the fact that somebody calls me wanting one, I'll develop one, and it'll end up working. You know, it'll end up working for them. So
tell us about your accomplishments and the awards that you have won.
Accomplishments. My biggest accomplishment is just being able to touch people's lives. Like, you know, just being able to be a part of something that people can recollect that's positive. Right. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten recognized for the things I do, and I appreciate it. In 2012, I got the Hip Hop Preservation Award. DuvalHipHop.com. That's like they created that award because of what I was doing. Like, it didn't exist before I got it. And that's what I really appreciate about it, is that they saw what I was doing and they wanted to recognize it, even though it didn't have a title. Right. Like, you know, there's like, we gotta create a title, and that's what I try to do. I try to create new things and new ideas and put them in people's head instead of doing the same old thing over again. In 2013, I got the RC's Living Legend Award. Duval. That was July, I think, 2013. And then at the same year, I got the Community Foundation of Northeast Florida grant for 2013. And then after that, in the same year, I got, the year after that, 2014, I got awarded the Spark grant by the Community Foundation of Northeast Florida, and that was a great thing. Both grants, you know, I wrote the last grant, so that was one of my big accomplishments, you know.
That's awesome. Yeah. Congratulations again. So tell everybody where they can find you at on social media.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Malsmind, MALSMIND. And you can also find me on Facebook, Mal Jones.
Thanks again for being here on The Town is Talking, Mal.
All right, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we so hard with it. God spit it. Yeah, in the Bible, that's how we write recitals. Molecule come through, I'm like the tiger. In Japan, strike you like the viper. Yeah, getting much hyper. Everybody know, yo, pass around the lighter. Light it up, put it in the sky for my dead homies. That's how I do, man, I spit it, yeah, I'm never lonely. Even though my mom and my pops passed, MCs be talking around all that hot gas. Don't wanna hear it, they just full of hot air. But I come through to knock them out the sky right there. They just land in the middle of Main Street. Coming through deep, yeah, none of them can play me. I don't wanna hear, no fear. Just jump in it, get it right here. Don't be afraid to grab the mic though. Just gotta grab it, yeah, spit it like Michael. He was just like, and he wasn't scared to do it. Put a donation in the box, let's get to it. We just gotta do it. You support it. A man, your whole style get aborted. Yeah, and then it just gets snorted. That's how we do, yeah, the whole session is recorded. Peace to my man, Director Carlos. That's how we do, man, yeah, we gonna ball most. We just the army. Come.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Here with the hottest band in town, AskMeIfICare. Fellas, welcome to the show today.
Hello, hello, hello.
Introduce yourselves.
I am Raw. This is the best interview you're ever going to see on television right now because you got the best host in the world, Angela here.
Hey.
I am Jay Lee. I'm the drummer for AskMeIfICare.
Kyle, I'm the bass player for AskMeIfICare.
Ow, ow, AskMeIfICare is in the house on The Town is Talking. So, tell me how AskMeIfICare got started. How did you all meet?
It was like we were looking to form a band, and we put out the infamous Craigslist, let's make a band thing. The original bass player, he was the one who actually responded to the ad. Me and him actually met through another drummer. We met, and dude drummed like he was Animal off of the Muppets. And so we was like, me and you get along, we're gonna drop him. And I was over a producer friend of mine's house, DX, and ran into this man here. Yes, and once we met, we clicked instantly, you know, and we was like, we need a drummer. He's like, I drum.
That's what I do.
And ever since, it's been history, you know.
So, how many years have AskMeIfICare been in existence for?
March 2012 was the first time we all met and got together.
Yeah,
Awesome.
So about 2 years.
That's awesome. So, what inspired the name AskMeIfICare? What does that stand for?
Basically, we was doing something different, and we didn't really care about what people would think about it. You know, we wanted to do what we felt was good. We wanted to mix genres. We wanted to mix everything. Everything that you know about music, we wanted to change. And if people didn't like it, Ask Me If I Care. You know, we're going to do it no matter what. We're still coming out on stage to perform, period.
Awesome, and I know y'all have crazy fans. I mean, their fans are the most loyal fans I've ever seen, ever. I mean, they're at every event, every show, anything that Ask Me If I Care is involved in, they're there. So why do you think that fans or people are so attracted to y'all? I mean, y'all are a big hot commodity.
Yeah, just look at us.
That is true. These are some hot guys that I'm standing with. But you know, these guys are not only hot, but they have a hot talent as well too.
I think we work hard too, and, you know, we got a bus together that we go around and pick up fans, bring them to shows, take them out of town with us, and stuff like that makes a difference. That's stuff that other people aren't doing for the fans. So
definitely,
we're trying to be unconventional.
Everybody relates to the music. It's something everybody can actually sit there and relate to. So you get that realism to the music, and that draws people in.
Exactly, because I mean, with your band, what genres of music do you do? I know y'all do a mix of different music, and that's why everybody can relate to you. What are those genres again?
I think anything but country. That's the only kind of show we haven't played
country.
We're not above it. You never know.
Yeah. We're down. If I Care on country.
Y'all should. Maybe y'all should knock into that avenue.
We've definitely done a variety of shows.
We don't mind. We would not mind. We actually ran into some country rappers out in Tennessee one time.
Oh wow, how was that?
Oh, it was cool. It was cool. It was funny. He had like a big Dixie flag on, Confederate flag on. As soon as he saw me, he was like, "It's not what you think."
Okay, so when Ask Me If I Care opened up for Unwritten Law, they designated one loyal fan that was pumped up after the concert. They gave him the name Hulk Smash. Why did you give him that name?
Raw explains it best.
Because he came to see Unwritten Law. This is our first show, you know. He came to see Unwritten Law, and after he saw us perform, he came outside. He was like, "Yo, you gotta be pumped like that. You gotta get a reaction." He was like, you know, all muscle bound. He was just like going crazy about the band. He's like, "I came to see them, but F them. We're coming to see you from now on. You guys are just everything, and you're intense. Your intensity is what makes it happen. It has to happen because of the intensity." So yeah, we pretty much gave him Hulk Smash after that. We wasn't about to tell him no. We was agreeing with everything. I was like, yeah, whatever you say, man.
So each member of the band has their own sense of personal style. As y'all know, I'm all about the style, but these guys here have their own individual style. Tell us what each of your styles represent in the group.
I don't know. I just like to. I have no idea. Sometimes I wear Indian headdress, bulletproof vest.
So you have a diverse style.
Yeah, I just want to stand out. You know, we're a band, and I want to appeal to a lot of different people. I mean, I have a background in everything, so I think the way I am dictates how I am. You know, I've been in the streets, I've been to all white schools, all black schools, I've been in hoods, I've been overseas, I've seen the world, I've done a lot of things, so a lot of that encompasses who I am, you know. So instead of being one-dimensional all the time, you know, I try to show everything I am. You know, I'm a military brat, you know what I'm saying? So I have respect for the military, so that's why you see me in military uniform sometimes, you know, and then, you know, sometimes I like to dress up, so you'll see me, you know, dressed up sometimes.
And looking rather handsome, I might add.
So, I mean, it's just, you know, I try to be who I am, and a lot of people think, you know, being who you is contradicting who you are, you know, and that's what we're exactly against, you know. We're trying to be whatever we want to be. We shouldn't have to conform to anybody else's ideals, and that's what the music does. We don't conform to what you think we should be doing, you know, and that's what's beautiful about being in the band with these guys. They don't say, well, we're a punk type band, we gotta only do punk music, or we're a hip hop type band, we can only do rap music. They're like, yo, if it sounds good, let's make it happen, you know. So, and that's what that's it, good music, man. We're not trying to fit into a box or fit into a sound. We say, this sounds good, because we're fans of music before everything, you know. That's one of the things that me and Jay Lee clicked on, is like, we love like music, period. And he put me on the stuff when we're riding on these long bus trips, and I put him on the stuff, you know, and it's like, that's beautiful, you know. It's not just like, yo, we're gonna listen to rap or nothing, you know, so we're gonna listen to this rock, nothing, you know, so it's a great thing. And then even with Kyle, you know, he has the same musical taste as well, you know, he likes different things, you know, so it works well with us, you know.
What about you, Jaylee and Kyle? Do y'all have a certain style, or?
Certain style as anything. It's just a rock style, man. Just go out there and pretty much throw on whatever. Pair of chucks, some jeans, and a hoodie, and I'm good to go.
I see.
Just kind of all let it all hang out. Literally, you know, in the hot months, I get down to my boxers and play, and everybody seems to enjoy that. We have a game on Facebook. They got to guess what color my last pair of boxers were at the last show, and they get free prizes. So
not ashamed of that. Trust me, I can be that way too sometimes. It ain't nothing much of bearing all sometimes.
It's fun.
So how did Ask Me If I Care get involved with, or how did you come about creating the term SLUT? What's the story behind that?
Well, that's an acronym for Sexy Little Undercover Throwaway. And the resonation behind, we also have a video on YouTube, by the way, check it out. But the resonation behind that is basically, it's a two-dimensional type song, you know. At first listen, you probably think, you know, it's just about, you know, promiscuous sex or something like that, but the reality of it's the opposite. It's basically a man, you know, wanting to be with his woman, but his woman's not wanting to be with him, so that makes him wander and want to be with other women, you know. So it's basically just a song saying, you know, be with me, you know, love me, let's explore together before I explore with other people, because they're out there, you know. So it kind of has a moral to it, even though it's kind of really dirty and gritty. But it has a message to it. If you see this video, you'll get it, you know.
So does Ask Me If I Care have any plans for 2015? I know you guys do.
Oh yeah.
Huge plans. Huge plans. We can't tell you yet though. We gotta wait till 2015.
No, I don't want to wait. I want more.
Y'all come to the first show, you'll be able to see it. The announcement.
We'll give you a hint though. Our goal, this is we're going into what is like our third year as a band, and our first year was just to, you know, be a band and play all out in Jacksonville. Our second year was to play all around Florida, which we were able to do from Pensacola to Tampa and everything in between. This year is out of Florida, you know. Our whole thing is to go national and hit East Coast to the West Coast, you know. We got a lot of big things planned as far as getting our name out past just being in Florida or being a Florida band. You know, we was blessed enough to be do the Gathering up in Ohio, which gave us a taste of, you know, being out of Florida, you know, and they gravitated towards us. So we got fans everywhere, you know, so we're ready to hit the road and check everybody out from the East Coast to the West Coast, you know.
With Ask Me If I Care, I want to know what message are you trying to spread with your fans and everybody, new listeners that are just finding out about you. What message are you trying to send through people with your music?
Just do what you do in life, you know. If you enjoy what you're doing and you do it well and it makes you happy, then do it. You know, people dog you out for it, and Ask Me If I Care. Keep that mentality.
Exactly.
It's not just a band name, it's a mentality.
Exactly, I love that.
And it can work well for you. Awesome. It can work bad for you too. But that's like anything, you gotta use it in moderation.
Tell everybody where they can find you at on social media.
You can find us on Facebook.com/AskMeIfICareBand, Instagram, Ask Me If I Care Band, Twitter, Ask Me If I Care 4, the numeral 4 there, and if you want to check out some free music, ReverbNation.com/AskMeIfICare, and we're also on SoundCloud.com/AskMeIfICare. And if you
videos on YouTube.
Yeah, we got videos on YouTube. That's the same thing. Ask Me If I Care. Google that. We got like a ton of live videos and actual videos that we shot. We got about 5 or 6 now on there that we actually shot. A lot of them are great, creative. You know, something funny, something serious. But make sure you check us out. Come out to a show. We're always down to have a good time, and that's what it's about.
Very well said, and once again, there you have it. I mean, Ask Me If I Care. I love and cherish and respect these guys to the utmost fullest, because not only are they good looking guys, they're very smart, I mean, they have a God-given talent and they really express themselves very well through what they do with their music and just how they even deliver a performance. I mean, it's not, like they said, just a name or just a band, but it's a movement. So definitely make sure for 2015 you come and check out the upcoming events that Ask Me If I Care have. And fellas, once again, I'd like to thank you for being on the show today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
My pleasure. Hey, what's up everybody? It's your girl, Miss Angel904, and I am your host of The Town is Talking and the Artist Takeover Series. And I'm standing right in front of Club TSI, which this amazing event will be held January 23rd. The event starts at 9 at Club TSI, and we have a lot of amazing performances that night. We have Chris Williams, Miss Duchess, Craze McKays, Monica Monet, Felicia Nicole, and Moni Mo. So you definitely want to make sure you are in the house January 23rd at Club TSI for the Artist Takeover Series. This will be an ongoing event where we will have every month. Everybody get ready for these amazing performances. See you there. I'd like to thank my special guests today for this artist edition of The Town is Talking, Maul Jones and Ask Me If I Care. Until next time on The Town is Talking, let's keep the town talking.